Alright, so let us begin. Welcome to the B-Body Marketplace, where we treat, support, and invigorate our human body. We are spirits living in a body with a mind and a soul, and we have to continue to treat it, support it, and invigorate it. Bring it to life. Give it the things that it needs. Do things that will support longevity, health, and wellness. And so today I want to do a meditation that's a little bit different from our norm. So we are going to be preparing to move into the new season, and this happens to be a new season for me, for my life. Things are changing. I'm in a state of transition. And for a number of other people, this is also a new season of returning back to school and going back to work or trying something new, or so many things that a new season has to offer. And with that being said, it's really great to shift our minds completely and help us to come into this state of newness and embrace it fully, knowing that we have brought closure and we have a sense of completion to our past in order to fully embrace the newness of our future. We will and be present in that. So we are always and should be our true selves. And every now and then it requires some grounding. Life's got so many things going on. Time never waits for us. And, constantly things are happening around us and we have to make decisions. And, coming at a standstill isn't always the easiest. And sometimes we find that we can readily make time for others more so than we can make time for ourselves, and it should be the other way around. And in that, we get overwhelmed, we get lost in it all, we get cluttered. And so today I want to do a cleansing ceremony, a cleansing routine and ritual with you in order to help open up those channels, break past and break through all the things that are in our way, to allow us to enter into newness and this new season being our whole and complete selves. Now, this is not just a one night, one day thing. It certainly requires work, and I always encourage people to do the real soul work. Only you truly know what you need. Only you truly have your own remedy. And so with that being said, it's good to quiet the mind, it's good to center the body, and it's good to cleanse and clear the atmosphere in order to allow that groundedness, that wholeness, and that oneness that is you, that is me, that is each and every one of us, so that we can do the things that we need to do. So for me, I am beginning a new season which requires or includes travel. So I just touched down from a flight today, and I wanted to share with you, or I want to share with you here and now, my cleaning sanitation routine. So we often talk about make sure you wash your hands, make sure you have hand sanitizer. Hey, welcome. Now, when it comes to travel, it is double time. You want to make sure that you not only stay clean before, stay clean during travel, but when you return home from the airport, the train, car, bus, whatever your mode of transportation, that you have properly wiped down your luggage and you have sanitized and cleaned the most important items. So I will give you the choice. Which one would you like to do first? Would you like to start with the cleansing and then cleaning? So the cleansing is the holistic aspect where we open up the aura space in our environment to the newness. And the cleaning is where we clean and wipe topical surfaces of things like our cell phones and our wallets and our bags that have traveled through the airport and traveled through planes and touched many hands before getting to us. What do you think about that? I'll let you choose. Cleaning first or cleansing? Put your vote in. Thank you. See, that's one thing about me, and that's why for sure I am a travel diva. I am always in the sun. It doesn't matter if it's 12 degrees. I will sit right by the window. I will wait until 10 a.m. till 12 noon, whenever the sun rises at its height, and I will get me some direct sun rays. I think that's important, and we all know it. Cleaning. Okay, thanks for the vote. So, because it is, and I have to say this, it is not true that melanin is the only thing that's going to get you through. You need direct sunlight. You need vitamin D. You need the sun rays. You need to sit in your groundedness in order to receive and allow that magic energy that we as black and brown people have to sift and go about, you know, and that's a part of breaking free from the conditioning and the programming. It can be such that we lose ourselves if we don't stick with what we have. And it's not about living a dual life. And you know, I understand that completely, because I've been a teacher for many years. I've worked in the school system, and I know what it's like to have to talk white and be black. You know, it sucks. And that for some reason people have only deemed to be professional. But when you take this time to meditate, and when you take this time to ground and be who you really are, that is a sacred space that no one can take from you. And that is the medicine that you have to feed yourself, and you have to fuel yourself in order to remember who you are. We are doing the work on the outside, you know, public policy, voting, people out there protesting, but you've got to come back in, and you've got to do that inner work so that it comes out with ease and natural. Yes, indeed. All right, cool. So I've got a cloth here. I've got some hand sanitizer. You can also use straight up alcohol or aloe vera. If you run out of hand sanitizer, that's the mix right there. Aloe vera juice and alcohol. Boom. Walmart sells it. Target, don't run out. Lysol is best, but I haven't been able to find Lysol in a minute. So let me grab the other items. So I've got Purell, and I've got this other brown. Let me tell y'all something. I've been struggling with these places that have that have their own mixture of hand sanitizer that smells like vodka and rum. Oh my goodness. Please tell me I'm not the only one. I really can't stand it. Side note. There's enough hand sanitizer to go around. Okay, let me just put it in my bag. Alrighty then. Alright. Thanks y'all for hanging out with me tonight. I know it's 8:30 on the East Coast. I'm officially back on the West Coast, Pacific Standard Time, so it's still light out. Okay. I've also got some wipes here, and the wipes I'm going to be using on the luggage. So this goes without saying, but I'm going to have to go ahead and say it. Your masks need to go in the wash every single week, especially for us women. If you're wearing makeup still, you probably have residue, lipstick, oils, greases, whatever you use from your lotion, etc. This needs to go into the wash on a weekly basis. So I do encourage you, if you can, to get more than one mask. I think I have 4, and I just got one of those face shields. So this is going into the wash. I have also a Bee Body deodorizing spray. Now, I originally made these for dancers and ballerinas because when we're on tour, we're on the go, or we have a class, and you know, we're sweaty. Sometimes you can't wash your clothes every single night. It's expensive, you know, and it's not realistic. So you could spray it down, you could shake it out, you could old school beat it out, you know, and then you could lay it. And that deodorizing process will help not only keep the color of your particular clothing item, but will kind of delay the days until you can get to the wash. So just something to think about. Yep, keep rotating the mask. Good, great advice. All right, so masks being washed on a weekly basis. Next, So let's get right into this. Your main items that you touch and others touch happens to be your passport, your wallet, and your cell phone. Now in my instance, I can't wipe my cell phone because I'm on it, but I will wipe it afterwards. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the wallet. Now, truth be told, you should have some gloves to do this, but I'm gonna go ahead and get my hands dirty for today, but you should have some gloves proper. You want to open your wallet up. You want to take out all of your cards because they need to be wiped. You know, you hand your card to someone to pay. You swipe your card to go to the ATM. You're touching the keypad. Then you're touching your face. All of these things are happening and they're real. Going inside, every single last one of them, except for that one, I don't use it. Cross-contamination is real, and cross-contamination is the main culprit of germs that are being spread. All right, so you'd never want to spray directly on your cards, of course, because that might, if you have a chip, that might cause some demagnetization or some issues. So you want to either spray your cloth There we go. Spray your cloth get it damp, and then go from there. So I just did a fold over. You can do a fold over and then a little scrub. All right. Same thing for the backs of the card. Now, so far I haven't had any issues. There have been no complaints about alcohol going directly onto cards. I think it's okay. You just don't want to get it wet. Now, I'm from DC, so we've been taught to be careful about your cards touching other magnetic sources like a cell phone or battery packs, because this can cause demagnetization also. Next is your wallet. You want to make sure that you're doing the same thing. Use that alcohol. This happens to be vegan leather. So far, it's taking to the alcohol, no issues, no problems. All right. And then just the inside too. Okay. So this is not a deep cleaning. You can also do a deep cleaning where you go in with your hand and your finger and wipe everything down. You can do that too. You can get in the nooks and crannies of things. I'd advise it, you know, take once a month and do what you need to do. Okie doke. I'm going to close that up, put that there for now. Next are the glasses. I'm going to flip my cloth to the other side, so I'm using the back of the cloth now. Same thing, it's still wet from what I used earlier, but I can do this again. Same thing for the glasses. And if you have glasses cleaner, even better, because then you can use your glasses cleaner and just spray and wipe. You do ideally want to use a suede cloth, but in this instance, I am just wiping the frames. For the lens itself, you do want to use the proper cloth, which happens to be not this. This is cotton. But I'm just going to the frames, the part that touches my face. Okay? And it's best to do this sooner than later, because once you touch down to your destination, hey, then you're off to your adventures and you don't have time to do the cleansing process. So try to do it right away. Next is passport. Same thing. outside, inside. Now what I'm doing here is I am scrubbing away the past. Now, after we clean, we want to cleanse. And a friend of mine, very close friend of mine, gave me some sage, two kinds of sage, white sage and a red sage. And it's, the red sage is supposed to be like cleaning your aura, cleaning your body, cleaning your space, cleaning your energy with the loofah. And with the loofah, it's a little bit deeper. You get to scrub all the dead skin off, scrub all the residue and the things that you couldn't quite get with a washcloth. Okay, now in this case, I did not have to use my passport to travel domestically, but at least I have it. So that is it for the main items. Like I said, my cell phone I will do later. I have a battery pack here too. This wasn't really exposed too much. I kept this in my backpack majority of the time, but I'll give it a little scrub nevertheless. Okie doke. If you have any earbuds, I didn't use my earbuds for travel this time, but if you have any earbuds, you definitely want to make sure that you clean these on no later than a bi-weekly basis. Ears, nose, and throat are the main areas where which airborne pollutants, dust, germs, things that are in the atmosphere can transfer into the body through mucus, through wax, through any kind of liquid or any kind of secretion from the body. That is how we transfer germs and energy. So you want to make sure, of course, that you do not share your earbuds, but that you're also taking the time to properly sanitize as well. You can just use a Q-tip and you can just go around the surface. You want to make sure that you go to the actual earbud part, the insertion, and dig in there. Get all the gook and the sticky stuff out. I know it's gross, but you got to do it. Hi! This is post-travel cleaning and cleansing. The things that we should do right away after we've touched down from a flight. Alrighty then, what is left would be my travel pillow. This is really easy. This one comes off just like a skin. And you put it in the wash with your masks. Whoa. Okay. Done. I think that's about it. I would strongly advise, if you can, also to wash the jacket that you've traveled with. If you can't right away, get some Lysol, get deodorizing spray and spray it down. Make sure that you hit it and beat it out. Make sure that you hit it and beat it out, and then hang it out to dry, hang it out to air out, so that you get something out of it. Okay? Again, hand sanitizer, Purell, #1 leading hand sanitizer brand, and this other one, rinse free. So when it comes to your wipes are going to be great to use on your luggage. Now I'm going to show you how I wipe down the lining of my carry-on. So the great thing about my carry-on is that this time I got a hard shell. The hard shell makes it super easy to keep clean. It also makes it much easier to travel and to commute with. And I don't have to do as much. Now, why is it important? Typically, I would not even bring my suitcase or any form of luggage. I wouldn't even bring any luggage inside. I usually would leave my luggage outside in the patio and let it air out for a second because I'm just that particular. Especially if you've been traveling internationally. You know, these wheels, this is how historically we have brought seeds and created new vegetation into new lands, is by way of our feet, by way of the boat. All of these things get trapped in the bottom of the soles of the footwear as well as the suitcase. So you want to make sure that you give yourself time to separate your suitcase from, you know, your domestic rugs and things like this where you walk barefoot, because you could be transferring something unwanted. All right. So as you can see, this is a hard shell. So I don't have to do as much work when it comes to cleaning. If it were cloth and linen, like my check bag over there, then I have to do more work. Always remove this. Travel tip number 1. Keep this removed. Hey, boo! Okie doke. So, my things made it. Nothing spilled. Nothing was ruined or destroyed. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe the inner lining of my suitcase after I've traveled in order to properly sanitize this. You know, we don't think that much of it, but this is how you actually transfer pests, bed bugs, unwanted things that can, again, disrupt your aura if you don't take the time to properly sanitize. You are transferring from one space to another, and it does make a huge difference. So I'm going to grab my wipes now. And I'm just going to go along the inner lining of the suitcase. And after this, we are going to close out the cleaning process and begin the cleansing with our sage to cleanse this aura space of travel and prepare us to enter into this new season. So many hands have come across this suitcase. They've had dogs to sniff it. You don't want to carry that into your home. You know, you end up sick and you don't even know why. Especially with carry-on, you have to take care of your carry-ons because they have small wheels and they have a short lifespan. So I'm just going to the inner linings all around the frame. Definitely want to wipe the lock. And then last but not least, the frame, the handle. Okie doke. If anything during TSA checkout was taken out of your bag, you might want to also pull that out and wipe it down too. In my case, it was this Echo Show Amazon box because I totally forgot that I had technology in my carry-on bag. And you know how they ask you to take everything out, laptops, cell phones, all this, and I was like, I'm good, I ain't got nothing. I definitely had like 4 huge devices in my carry-on suitcase. Okay, everything else looks good. Now you may be wondering, is that a bag of pistachios? Yes, it is. I highly advise when you travel to bring your own stuff. You know they're going to charge you $12 for french fries at the airport. If you want to feel like you're living a luxury life, I guess, yeah, sure, go for it. But why? When you can they now sell these collapsible containers. You can get a collapsible container. Hot water is usually free or like 50 cents if you go to the right place. You got breakfast, here's oatmeal. You got a snack, here's pistachios, dried fruit. The only thing that you should be really spending money on in the airport is something to drink, water, because you need to stay hydrated and you can't take water with you. However, I also travel with a water bottle. So with that being said, it's easier for me to fill things up if there's a fountain. So there's so many ways to save money, be efficient, and just really focus on what you're there to do. You're there to get through the airport to your next destination. And some travelers make airport a part of their lifestyle. They do. They like being there. They lounge. They get the massages. They take their time, you know. But if that's not you, it's easy to get caught up, spend money, waste time and energy when you can just bring your own things. So these are my snacks. Alrighty then. Well, that is it for our cleaning. Let's prepare to go into the cleansing part of this ceremony. So I've got my white sage here, and I'm going to also pull out the red sage as well. This was given to me by a friend, a sister friend of mine, who knew that I was entering into a season of new, and she thought it was good that I have it. So let me go wash my hands and I'll be right back.
Set the tone when it's just me and you alone. Never lonely in the room. Breathing slowly, oh you know me. Yeah, meditate. You can take me to a place where we can't be all alone. I let you hold me, 'cause you know me. Yeah. Lay your head on my pillow, say, ooh. Touch is making me feel way, ooh. When I get around you, I lose it, 'cause I feel so comfortable with you.
Alright, here we are.
You make me comfortable with you.
So, We've got the whole kit and caboodle here. Shout out to Serene Healer Therapy. If you need a free mental check-in, she is offering, this is her, Comfortable by her. Serene Healer is offering free mental check-ins. If you're having a day where you just feel like, I don't want to do this alone, I'm in my head, I'm overwhelmed, this is a bit much, and you need a counselor or you need a therapist, don't be afraid. Reach out to her and contact her. She's offering free sessions, and she's offering complimentary boxes of entire healing kits. And this is a part of my healing kit. You get a sage, you get Palo Santo, you get a crystal. I think you get 3 crystals, 2 crystals and 2 stones. You also get 2 cleansing candles and a free matchbox, so it's dope. I thought I'd also throw this in here too while we're preparing to meditate together. I live by CBD. Now, I am a chronic pain warrior, and CBD has helped me so much, along with everything else too, prayer, stretching, and medicinal cannabis, as it has proven to help breast cancer warriors and so many other people. But CBD is great. So before we get into this meditation, I'm just gonna apply some of the CBD. And my neck is the problem issues where I have the most issues. And what I love about this is the ingredients: beeswax, shea butter, cottonseed oil, CBD, hemp oil, frankincense oil, jojoba seed oil, myrrh oil, and honeysuckle oil. Very organic, very, very natural. So I'm going to begin with a list of all the uncomfortable things, and I'm just going to run through a few of them in my mind that came to me during travel so that I can properly cleanse this space. So as I think about personally what brought me to this need to cleanse, I am amazed at my own strength, my own patience, my own empathy, compassion, and wherewithal to even withstand that to begin with. It is not easy for a woman, especially a black woman, to keep her cool when she is experiencing hardship, injustice, and mistreatment. But we do this because it is a part of our gift of grace. We have been gifted to continually show grace to people time and time again, not because they deserve it, not because we're always the better person. It's just because it's the right thing to do. And it's also it's a guarantee that we will always have peace when we do that. So it's a better choice. So I'm grateful to myself for making the hard choices that I've made today. Sometimes in a single day you can feel like you've had to fight for your entire life. And I'm looking forward to reaching a place and a point in my life where that just is not. And I'm working and striving to build the things in my environment that will allow me to have more freedom to create instead of having to combat. So that is my affirmation. I have visuals of the things and the people and the instances that have not served me, that have been all the things, but I'm going to just leave that there, and I'm going to quietly light the sage and begin the process of cleansing to first break through all of those places that want to cloud my mind, want to keep my brain closed and fixed and conditioned and suffocated to those things, instead of allowing my true soul and spirit to be free and break through and accept the goodness and the newness that is promised with each and every single second, minute, and certainly each day. So I've got 2 sages here. I've got the white sage that we traditionally know about. And this has some florals in it. It's a beautiful color. And then I've got this red, I think it's dragon's blood, I'm not sure. It could just be red for whatever reason, I can't remember. As you can see, I've already tapped into it. And as I mentioned earlier, the difference between the two is that this is like washing with a washcloth, and this is like washing with a loofah. This gets into the deep places. This scrubs and cleanses things out. So I'm going to start out with the white sage first, and then we're going to go a little deeper, and I'm going to penetrate with the red sage. And you're welcome to chime in and offer affirmations too in the comment box. You can share either your affirmations, you can share any affirmations that come to you here and now. And I'm just going to also cleanse my karmic energy for the future of my luggages. And I'm going to say that I will always have good karmic energy with wherever it is I travel, with wherever it is I go. I will have good karmic energy. Things will go my way with flow and ease. Things will work out for me for my best interest. I will find great flight deals and I will be able to bypass any form of destruction, any form of disease, any form of illness, any form of plague that may attempt to follow. And although it may try, it will not prevail, and I will always reach my destination safely. I'm going to sage my feet, and I'm going to say that I will continue to have peace around my feet wherever I travel, wherever I go. I'm going to continue to have and be invited on adventures and exploits that are even beyond my own control. I will just be invited. People will gravitate towards me because they love what it is I have to offer. And my energy is contagious. My energy is palpable. And if anything, the only problems that I'll have is the fact that I'm too tired because I've been traveling so much. Not ever that I'm too desperate because I haven't been able to travel at all. I put this good karmic energy into this space because I know what it is I want and I know who I am. I put this good karmic energy into my space because it's not just about me. It's also about the people and the places that I will go and I will meet that will change my life and that will create impact and that will open up the doors of new opportunities that are beyond my imagination. And that within itself I am grateful for. Ashe. So I'm just going to take 1 minute to sit with that, and then I'm going to go deeper. So now let's prepare to go deeper. Let's prepare to really start to see these dreams, to see these manifestations, so that this travel experience is magical. If you're a traveler like me, you live inside of your dreams. You live inside of this world of journey. And the beautiful thing about it is you don't know what tomorrow holds. Some people will say, I wonder what I'm going to eat for lunch tomorrow. And that's the only exciting thing. And some people will say, I wonder who I'm going to meet tomorrow. I wonder who I'm going to meet by the end of the weekend. I wonder what will happen to me. That takes boldness. That takes courage. That takes so much. And so with that, it also requires great responsibility. It also requires groundedness, rootedness, and awareness. And it requires us to continue to envision and to speak and to profess the kind of things that we want to be a part of our travel experience. Otherwise, these things will just happen to us. We never want anything to just happen to us. We want to be a part of it. We want to exercise our excitement, exercise that excitement within every new thing that takes place. So now I'm going to use this red sage to seal it in. I'm going to seal in the goodness. We've already expelled all of the difficult things, all of the bad things, all of the things that has brought us pain, all of the things that has not been serving, will not serve, and doesn't belong in this space. And now that it has been dismissed, we will continue to remember the smoke, we will remember the fire, we will remember this work that we put in. This is the soul work that you do. Is the affirmation that you stand on, is the pillar. And this is a rooting. It's not just grounding. Create roots. Seal it up. Seal it for yourself. I'm going to do the same thing with the red sage that I did with the white sage from my suitcase. I'm going to seal it up. Stop burning. So I was saying earlier that this sage kit was a gift to me by a friend of mine, a very close friend of mine, who goes by the name of Serene Holistic Therapy. And she does free mental health check-ins. If you ever feel like you don't want to do it alone, you just want to talk to someone, you need a counselor or a therapist to help you sift through your thoughts, she offers free mental health check-ins. So I would contact her. She also has these really awesome cleansing boxes, and she's also giving those away for free. You can't beat it. A friend and a healing box. So right now I'm going to sage my passport. I want to cleanse my passport's aura space. Wherever I envision myself going, I will be safe. Wherever it is my feet tread upon throughout this globe, my passport will be safe too. My passport is the invitation. It is also the stamp and the seal to every destination that I go. So with that being said, we locked it in. This is good karmic energy that I'm claiming and releasing anything that is not a part of that experience. So thank you so much for joining me today. I invite you to treat, support, and invigorate your human body, because we are spirits with a soul and a mind living in a body, and we have to elevate, in the words of some dear friends who are here with me. Elevate it. Go deep, go further, go higher. There's so much more. And never let anything stop you, not even your own self. Fight hard, be smart, rest in between, and you will have the day where you are able to ease into newness. I believe that. It doesn't always have to be tough. It doesn't always have to be a fight. But for those instances and times where it requires it, you have what it takes to rise to the occasion. I'm Kayla Naturality. Thank you for joining me.